Part 1, an overview of the Erika Quadro divider rounders. This video covers the latest machine innovations by Erika, the world leader in divider rounders. We have seen round head divider rounders for the past 40 years. However, Erika is now introducing its new range of square head machines, which allow you to make a much greater variety of rolls and breads. Square head machines are more flexible, allowing you to make more profits. Here we see the types of rolls we have become accustomed to making on standard divider rounders. On the inside of our new square head brochure, we show you many of the products you can make with square head machines. This is in addition to the products you can produce with standard divider rounders. These are square multigrain rolls manufactured by one of our customers on a Quadro fully Automat. This same customer also manufactures these increasingly popular square hard crust ciabattino rolls. Of course, you can also make dough balls for flour tortillas, burritos, flautas, and pita bread. Because of our new Teflonized head and knife assemblies, you can also produce relatively sticky raisin bread. Other possibilities are cheese breads or sourdough rolls. Of course, these products are only divided and sometimes rounded on Erika square head machines, then made into the final shape by hand or with a molder. Long shaped products like the ones we just saw, as well as these larger long rolls, baguettes, larger ciabattas, and ficelles are made by initially dividing dough pieces with an optional 18 or 12-part knife assembly. Here we have an example of a raisin and walnut bread. In this view, we see the rectangular shapes cut on a square head machine, either with a 12-part or 10-part knife assembly. The rectangular pieces are then fed into a French bread molder, and here you see the molded dough strips. And finally, the baked baguettes. Preparing baguettes on an Erika square head machine eliminates the need for a hydraulic divider. If you want to divide larger dough pieces of 4.5 by 4.5 inches, for example to make large ciabattas, you will need to use a 9-part head assembly, not just a 9-part knife assembly, to get the best results. The same 9-part head assembly can be used to round dough balls for focaccia and individualized pizza, which are then flattened out by hand or with a machine. Another application is the production of soup bowls or smaller round breads that are sometimes put on tables in restaurants instead of the standard rolls. Here you see our 15-part knife assembly and a wrench that allows you to interchange it in about 2 minutes. You've seen the products, now let's take a look at the machines, the Erika square head machines. Each one is available as a 36-part or 30-part machine. Here is our semi-automatic version. And here you see our new Quadro Easy Automat, an ergonomically designed machine. And finally, our Quadro Fully Automat, that grand jewel of them all. Part 2, dividing and rounding with the Easy Automat. This is how spread out the dough should be on a square rounding plate before placing it into the machine. If necessary, you can also add a bit of dusting flour, but never put flour between the dough and rounding plate. We put the rounding plate with the dough into the machine and set the dough pressure dial. Next, we press the 2 illuminated push buttons simultaneously, and the head comes down automatically to press and spread the dough. We wait for the yellow indicator light to give us the okay to cut. Here it is. Now we cut. After cutting, the green light signals we are ready for rounding. You can round as short or as long as you want. We now divide and round 3-ounce dough pieces using setting number 5 on the weight adjustment rod. Look at these beautiful rolls. We now adjust the setting at 2.5 for a dough weight of 2 ounces. Here comes another batch of dough. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. Now we have spread the dough on a square plate for dividing and rounding 1.5 ounce dough pieces. Look at these beautifully rounded pieces, absolutely perfect and uniform. Here we have a very sticky ciabatta dough, about 75% water, which we will now divide into 36 squares, 2¼ by 2¼ inches. This knife assembly has a weight range of approximately 1 to 4.5 ounces. You can divide dough pieces with a dimension of 2¼ by 6¾ inches and a weight range of approximately 3 to 13.5 ounces. These pieces can be used for making baguettes, in which case the segment ridges in between the cuts will disappear. You can also bake the cut pieces as they are and offer your customers a rather unique product. This dough will be divided into 18 pieces with a size of 2¼ by 4½ inches or approximately 2 to 9 ounces. These pieces could be molded into hoagies or sub rolls. These 3 different types of machines can all make the same products. The difference is that with the Quadro semi-automat, the operator does all the steps manually, pressing, dividing, and rounding the dough. The Easy Automat eliminates the hard labor of pressing the dough. It does it automatically. Then the operator does the dividing and rounding. The advantage of the Quadro Fully Automat is that the entire process is even easier and less operator dependent. Pressing, dividing, and rounding all occur at the push of just one button, giving you the most consistent product quality possible. Part 3, a technical overview of the Easy Automat. First, you need to remove the top front cover, and then the rear cover. Now you have to pull back the locking lever on both sides to release the dough ring so that you can pull it out together with the rounding plate. Then you pull back the large pin on the left and tilt the head to the right side. Turn the main selector switch to its manual or down position number 3, press the 2 push buttons to lower the head, and go through the cutting motion to bring out the knives. In this position, you can clean the head with a wet rag and the special brush that comes with the machine. To exchange a knife assembly, you loosen the 4 bolts that hold it in place, You then pull the knife assembly downward until it sits on the red rounding plate. Next, lift up the head and remove the knife assembly. Now we insert a different knife assembly. Then we tighten the 4 bolts lower the head into its operating position, and insert the left black bolt. To lower the head, we put the main switch to the manual position number 3, and then press the 2 push buttons simultaneously. To raise the head, put the main switch to up position number 1 and press both push buttons again simultaneously. We now want to show you the step-by-step operations for dividing and rounding. First, dividing. Now, rounding. Here we show you a close-up of the same operation. As you move the cutting lever to the right, the height of the rounding chamber is established. To round products, you move the rounding lever to the left and keep it there for as long as you want, until you get the best rounding result. The main selector switch has 3 positions. The green light is not on in positions 1 and 3. When you switch to automatic, position 2, the green light comes on, indicating that the machine is ready for operation. The yellow light indicates that the dough has been pressed and you can now cut. After cutting, the green light signals we are ready for rounding. We are now viewing the same steps from a wider perspective. Part 4. Operation of the Quadro fully automat. Here we see the dough pressure adjustment handle. This is minimum pressure. This is medium pressure. And this is maximum pressure. This is a demonstration on how to interchange the knife assembly. Put the main switch to position number 1, down arrow. Press the push button to lower the head. Now open the front gate. Pull back the 2 locking levers. Turn the main switch to position number 3, up arrow. Close the gate and press the push button so that the head moves to the up or starting position. Now open the gate and remove the dough ring. Lower the front gate and loosen the 2 hand wheels until you can swing the head toward the rear. The next step is to loosen the 4 bolts that hold the knife assembly in place. Push the knife assembly from the rear forward until you can grab it in the front and remove it in an upward motion. Next, insert a different knife assembly and make sure that it is in all the way. Be sure that the notch on the knife assembly lines up with the red mark on the head assembly. Then tighten the 4 bolts. Bring the head forward. Tighten the 2 hand wheels. And open the front gate. Once the gate is open, insert the dough ring, making sure that the positioning blocks touch the head assembly correctly. Then close the gate and make sure that the 2 locking levers are pulled out all the way before you lower the head, since this would damage the machine. With the main switch in position number 1, down arrow, lower the head very slowly. Now push the 2 locking levers toward the rear to lock the dough ring in position. Turn the main switch to position number 3, up arrow, to raise the head to its starting position. Finally, reattach the front and rear covers. The whole exchange takes approximately 3 to 5 minutes. Here we show you how to raise the safety guard to its up position for cleaning the rounding plate area. In this position, the machine will not run. This has been a presentation of the Quadro Square Head Divider Rounders, the latest innovation in dividing and rounding from Erika Record. We invite you to call for more information, technical specifications, a demonstration, or to talk with one of our sales consultants. Don't forget, an Erika Divider Rounder will greatly expand your product line and increase your bottom line. Isn't it time to step up to an Erika Quadro Divider Rounder?